Welcome back, Railer fans, here at Roy S. Anderson Gymnasium at Coach Neil Alexander Court. Getting set for Apollo Conference action here on a Monday night. The Mattoon Green Wave invade Lincoln, Illinois. The Railers 5-2 on the season, 3-2 in the Apollo Conference, where Mattoon just 1-1. Only 2 games so far this season for the Green Wave. We'll get into that, a little bit of that here in just a little bit. You're in the Ground Incorporated and Schneider Chiropractic pregame show. Josh Komnick along with Scott Kirby, Lloyd Kirby on the camera, and Scott here at home on a Monday, getting set for a long week of basketball here for the Railers. The Railers will be in action, of course, here tonight, and then will be again in action tomorrow night. That is down in Teutopolis. The Railers will take on the Wooden Shoes on Tuesday. Wednesday, we're back here at Roy S. Anderson Gymnasium for a non-conference action against the Pretzels from New Berlin High School. The Railers back in action on Friday night here from Roy S. Anderson. We take on Scott.
Oh, you're wanting me to tell you?
Yeah, I was kind of hoping that.
We take on, looks like Charleston.
Charleston comes to Lincoln, Illinois on Friday night, and then the Railers travel to Mahomet Seymour. I believe that's a 4:30 start over in Mahomet on Saturday afternoon. So 5 games in about 6 days for the Railers, and it's a lot of basketball, Scott.
Well, it looks like maybe next week, if I don't know if the schedule's right, but then next week we got Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday as well.
Yeah.
And
Coach talked about limited practice time for the Railers, and we could use a break too, Coach. I don't know about how the boys feel about it, but
he's not even taking into consideration the guys up here
in
the booth.
Lloyd's arm gets a little tired after about 3 games in 1 week, and you're getting 5 for him. He's probably got girls' games to do as well.
He does,
throughout the week. So the Railers hit the court. The Wave are out there as well, Coach and Scott. Coming back off that impressive win Saturday over at SHG, the Railers look to get to 2 in a row here after they fell Friday night to Mahomet Seymour here at Roy S. But then the big win down at Springfield.
Yeah, against a number 1 ranked team in 2A. Don't really know how much rankings really matter at this point, but nonetheless, they are ranked. And I tell you, the Railers look solid first 3.5 quarters, and just ran out of juice. But that's expected after playing a Friday night game and then turn around and playing a early game on Saturday.
Both teams out on the court. Railer sophomores fresh off a victory 43-23. We'll take another break. We're back here from Roy S. You're in the Ground Incorporated and Schneider Chiropractic pregame show, and you're listening to Lincoln Railer Basketball. You're in the ground along with Scott Kirby, Lloyd Kirby on the camera here for all your viewing pleasures. The Railers in action tonight against the Green Wave from Mattoon in Apollo Conference play. The Railers 5-2 on the season, 3-2 in conference action, while the Green Wave come in with just 2 games on the season, 1-1 for them. And I think, Scott, what happened with a little bit of the Green Wave, probably scheduling issues and lack thereof games, is I think they had a few scares with COVID that went on, and it looks like through their schedule, it looked like they had to cancel quite a few games. So the Railers with 7 games under their belt, and Mattoon with just 2.
Yeah, and I'm not sure of their schedule, but that's going to be hard to fit those in before March 13th. I mean, I don't necessarily think you want your kids playing 6 nights a week. Plus, that's just a scheduling nightmare. So they'll get in as many games as they can. Unfortunate for them that we knew it was going to happen to somebody, and it could still happen to us. Hopefully not, but you got to anticipate that and roll with the punches. But 1-1, probably still a little, trying to gel as a team.
Sure.
So they may struggle a little bit, but they got a big win under their belt against Muhammad Seymour, a team that we just saw last Friday, and we lost to them.
Fell to, yeah. We lost 60-55, and earlier in the season, Mattoon took care of Muhammad Seymour 69-58. So you're right, they have a win that the Railers don't.
Yeah, I feel like the Railers wish they had that one back, that Muhammad game. I know Singleton had an interview afterwards saying that their defense didn't play well. And I think that's one of those games that they would like to have back, but they'll get to see them this Saturday and hopefully get some revenge on them.
Well, as you say, the comments from Singleton after the game against Muhammad were a little bit different than the comments the game after game on Saturday, which Dylan put up one of the more impressive stat lines in that I've seen for a while. Dylan finishes with 38 points on Saturday, and our stat man Andy Fitzpatrick went through the tape and did the stats and put it on Twitter today that Dylan was 10 of 15 from the field. And you think about that a little bit, Scott. Only 15 shot attempts. Now, he was 16 of 17 from the free throw line, which that helps. But, boy, was he efficient from the field at 10 of 15 from the field, 2 of 3 from three-point land. As I said, 6 of 17 from the free throw line. He had 3 total rebounds, 5 assists. Did have 7 turnovers, but we saw about 4 of those happened late in that fourth quarter, which was kind of mop-up time as the Railers were victorious Saturday down in SHG by a score of 73-49. Dylan with 28 points at halftime. And, boy, what an impressive performance. The senior, a little irritated about the performance, I'm sure, on Friday night. You like to see the senior step up, and he did more than that on Saturday.
Yeah, and 20 of those 28 in the first half came in the second quarter. And hit some big threes. And, not only did he have the points, his defense was there as well. And we talked to Coach after the game. I think you asked him how hard it was to play that point and then also, have a lot of scoring that you're expected to do as well. Now, last year when we had the other 3, Dylan wasn't relied on scoring, so I think he's handling it well.
Yeah, he brought up the ball against the man-to-man pressure of SHG, which is just as tough to do as it would be to play the 1-2-2 when you've got a guy hounding you for the whole court, basically the whole game. So what a game by him, by Dylan, 38 points again. And actually, Scott, we had 4 guys in double figures, which I think was the first time this year. 12 points for Landon Hollinger on that day. He also had 8 rebounds, 11 points for Elijah Paulus, who maybe had his best game of the season. 11 points for Elijah, also had 5 rebounds, was I think had 2 big threes in that contest, and also 10 points from Brody Whiteman, as Brody had a nice stretch there. I think you said, Scott, in the game, I think 6 straight for Brody. Was going to the basket and doing that almost like the what was that, the Iceman or Irvin that was bringing the one-handed layups up and putting a little OE English on it. And
can he palm the ball or was it just kind of resting?
I think it was just resting there. It's just a long reach.
But he had like 3 trips in a row where it worked.
Yeah.
And I guess whatever works for you, and obviously he's been working on it. And he didn't get yanked out of the game because of it. And, you know, it's a strong move. I guess it keeps the ball away from the defender.
Sure.
But, yeah, impressive with that move. But you don't see that a whole lot.
4 guys in double figures on Saturday for the Railers. As a big victory over SHG, 73-49. We'll see if the Railers can keep that momentum and get to a 2-game winning streak. That's going to wrap it up for us here on the pregame show. After word from our sponsor, Scott and I'll be back here in Lincoln to bring you the play-by-play action as Lincoln takes on Mattoon. As always, a big thank you goes out to all our sponsors. This has been the Josh Komnick of Grau Incorporated and Schneider Chiropractic pregame show, and you're listening to Lincoln Railer Basketball.
Welcome to Lincoln Railer Basketball. WLCN 96.3 FM and WLCNsports.com are pleased to bring you this evening's contest from Lincoln, Illinois, on the campus of Lincoln Community High School as the Lincoln Railers take on the Green Wave from Mattoon, Illinois. Good evening, everyone. This is Scott Kirby alongside Josh Komnick, and we are ready to bring you all of tonight's action. We would like to wish a good evening to all of our listeners around the world listening via 96.3 FM on WLCNsports.com, on the Mixler app, or watching our live feed on YouTube. So turn that volume up and get ready for some Lincoln Railer basketball. 8:10 on the clock. The Railers are set. They're ready to take on the Green Wave of Mattoon. The Railers come in tonight's action with a record of 5-2, 3-2 in the Apollo Conference, while the Green Wave have a record of 1-1, and that is a 1-1 record in the Apollo Conference as well. We'll take a commercial break. We come back, we'll have more here on WLCN 96.3 FM. Welcome back to Royce Anderson Gymnasium. Scott Kirby, Josh Komnick, Lloyd Kirby here this evening as the Railers take on the Green Wave for Mattoon. As Josh said earlier in the pregame, the Railers, it's game time, and from here on out, you know, they're playing 3 or 4 nights a week, it seems like, Josh.
Game week.
Yeah, game week. You know, the Railers, they're going to do what they do. They have their system. Coach Al's been doing this for years, so they know game in, game out. But how do you, with so many games, for this week example, when we're playing Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday, Josh, how do you prepare for the next team? I know you take one game at a time, but, you know, they got a game tomorrow night. We've already seen Teutopolis, but obviously there's some things we want to work on. How do you prepare for that next game?
Yeah, I don't know if it's, like you said, it's not like you're switching defenses. You're not worried about who you're guarding necessarily, except for the zone. You got to find the shooters and stuff like that. So I don't know if it's a big key just because we play a zone and that's all we play. I think it's more just personnel from the other team. What are they going to run defensively? What are you going to have to work on offensively? And just how are you going to execute the offensive end? Because defense, as you said, is going to stay the same no matter who they got. There might be a little tweak here if they got a big guy. Maybe you help double down a little bit, or maybe your wing doesn't go trapping the corners, and you might push that guy to the post a little bit more to help down. But I think more it's just personnel and who you got to figure on working on guarding and how are you going to attack their defense. So, you know, it's tough. It is. The guys don't get a lot of preparation time. You don't get a lot of time to get your body rested, I guess. But, you know, it's this season. It's different. So, I mean, they're going to have to figure out what they can do. And as you know, we don't play a lot of guys.
Right.
So that's a tough part I think Coach Al's got to worry about is it really bothers him, I think, to take Dylan off the court because our offense just doesn't flow as well with him sitting over by Coach. So he's got to be cognizant of how Dylan's looking out there, especially on a week like this.
Yeah, 5 games in 7 days. You got to think about injuries. You know, if you're not out there playing 100%, you're liable for an injury, you know, God forbid, but they do happen. And, you know, it's just, you know, you just go out and play the game. And I don't know, do they give them like a game plan on the bus, you know, or do you have a little walk through in the morning before school?
Well, they used to, but I don't know. I think he mentioned earlier on in the season that they hadn't been going in early for free throws. So, you know, I think a lot of they're getting out of school now, at 1 o'clock or something like that, 1:30. So maybe they're having a little prep time right after school until that. But, you know, I think it's just go do what the Railers do, and you know, you still got to play your game no matter who the other opponent is.
Well, the number 1 freshman coach just walked out, J Mac, and I think they had a game in the back gym, so hopefully they did well, the freshman team. We're going to take a commercial break. When we come back, we'll have more here on WLCN 96.3 FM. Welcome back to Royce Anderson Gymnasium. Scott Kirby, Josh Komnick, Lloyd Kirby here with you this evening as the Railers are set to take on the Green Wave for Mattoon. Tonight's live stream is brought to you by financial aid advisor Sal Paulus of Edward Jones, 1400 Woodlawn Road in Lincoln. You can phone 732-4001. We're going to take another commercial break. We come back, we'll have starting lineups and opening tip here at Royce Anderson Gymnasium.
Welcome back, Railer fans, here from Roy S. Anderson, getting set for the starting lineups and the start of the varsity action here with the Railers and the Mattoon Green Wave. The first Mattoon comes out. They are started by Cooper Brigstom. He wears the number 1. He's a 6'2 junior. 6'1 and a senior is number 2, Cameron Thomas. Also 6'2 and a senior is number 5, Malik Carter Smith. Jalen Middleton is a 6'5 junior. He wears the number 10. And the big guy in the middle, number 32, Sam Bradbury, is a 6'7 junior.
Mattoon with the opening possession as rules for the pandemic, no jump ball, like we've mentioned before, and there's a travel.
Railers
on the Green Wave.
Railers start tonight in their normal starting lineup. Number 3, Dylan Singleton, a senior. Also the other senior, number 4, Landon Hollinger. Another senior, number 12, is Adam Grunder. 24 is Elijah Paulus, and number 20 is junior Brody Whiteman.
There's a deep 3 on the way by Grunder, no good. Tip back by Singleton, no good. Green Wave with the rebound.
Yeah, Dylan way up and tried to go in for the rebound, tipped it up along with the big guys underneath, and Dylan just couldn't get it to go. Kind of got hit in the jaw too. Mask flew off a little bit, and both teams come up empty on their first possession.
Game just underway, no score here at Roy S. Anderson Gymnasium. Railers coming off a big win Saturday at SHG. They look to continue their winning ways here tonight against Mattoon as Mattoon works it around. Bergstrom up top now. They'll work it in the corner to Middleton. Now up top to Thomas. Thomas pulls it back out, guarded by Singleton. They get it down low. Now kick it out to Bergstrom. He's double teamed there in the corner. He's in a little bit of a trouble. Now he kicks it out to Middleton. Middleton gets to the lane, up and no good. Gets his own rebound and dribbles it back out to the corner, guarded there by Polis. Now they'll work it back to the left. Thomas over to Bergstrom. Bergstrom back to Thomas up top. Now Thomas dribbles left, now pulls it back out. No score, 6:22 to go in the first. There's a 3 by Carter Smith, no good. Singleton for the rebound.
Boy, Railers did a good job there too. Bradbury underneath, 6'7", probably 250 pounds, and both big guys battling
Polis with
underneath.
the 3 in and out, no good. Middleton with the rebound for the Green Wave. Still no score, 2 minutes have gone by.
So Whiteman and Hollinger will have their work cut out for them underneath with Bradbury.
Now they'll get a little back door to Carter Smith, up and good for the Green Wave. 2-0, Mattoon. Railers with the basketball.
Yeah, Mattoon coming out in the man-to-man, so the Railers should be used to this after playing Saturday against SHG, which they went all-man for the most part.
Hollinger to Singleton. Singleton now kicks it in the corner to Whiteman. Whiteman dribbles baseline, up off the backboard, and good for Whiteman.
Yeah, nice drive by Brody. Dylan got in the middle of the lane, kicked it out to Whiteman. Whiteman went baseline and finished over Bradbury right over the front of the rim.
All tied up at 2, 5:10 to go in the first. Bergstrom. Now they'll swing it around. Middleton. Carter Smith now up top for a 3, and good. That's Thomas. He hits a 3 for the Green Wave, and it's 5-2. Mattoon, 4:50 to go in the first. Hollinger, he's going to take a 3 in the corner off the rim, no good. And the big guy for the Green Wave, Bradbury, rips down the rebound.
Yeah, you like to see maybe Elijah take advantage of Bradbury trying to guard him. I think Elijah can get him out on the perimeter and have a chance of getting to the hoop.
Middleton dribbles it out of bounds. Going to be a turnover, Railer basketball. And we got the 5-minute mark media timeout. We'll keep it right here, Josh. And Railers, I don't say they came out a little sluggish, but just kind of going at a little bit of slower pace than we're, I guess, used to seeing.
Well, yeah, I mean, especially if you were there Saturday, which you were, and it was probably 10-0 by now on Saturday. The Railers had everything going right there, but yeah, just a different start to the game, and big 3 there by Thomas for Mattoon, but they've got some weapons. It looks like Thomas can shoot the 3 from the outside, and they've got the big boy who they've really yet to get the ball to underneath. The Railers, I think, can exploit him though on the defensive end as well. He's got to guard somebody in that man-to-man. If Elijah can maybe get a 3 or 2 to go early, and then he's got to really come out on him, and then maybe we can get Elijah going to the basket.
4:32 to go in the first. 5-2 Green Wave. Tonight's live stream is sponsored by Town & Country Bank. Town & Country Bank is a proud sponsor of Lincoln Railer basketball. At Town & Country Bank, our mission is to help empower the financial well-being of our communities, one person at a time. Greamy Arnold Insurance, your local independent agency, located at 321 Pulaski Street in downtown Lincoln. Phone 735-1296. Railers with the basketball. Singleton gets up and off the backboard and good for Singleton.
And there was a pick and roll there with Elijah setting the pick and exactly what Coach wanted. Bradbury switched off and went on Dillon. Dillon could easily go by Bradbury whenever he wants. So good play out of the officials' timeout for the Railers.
Railers down by 1. Halfway through the first. Green Wave with the basketball. Bergstrom over to Carter Smith. Now to Bergstrom up top. Over to Thomas. Now they work it back up top. The Green Wave being patient as well. Now they'll work it back over to Middleton in the corner. Now they get it down low to the big guy. And they're going to get Whiteman with the foul.
Yeah, I think Whiteman with the reach in early. I think he got him early, but I think Brody just tried to get around him and get that tip it away before, and I don't know that Bradbury's going to make too great of a move against you. Just play behind and make him make a good move, and if he does make it, he makes it. But, you can't get small down there losing Brody with foul trouble because Bradbury is a big, big man.
Hold your ground. He's going to barrel you over, pick up that charge.
Yeah.
Thomas. There's a 3 on the way, and good for Carter Smith. Carter Smith with 5, 8-4, Green Wave. Railers with the basketball. Whiteman with it in a corner. Now to Hollinger on the wing, up top to Grunder, over to Singleton. Now back to Whiteman up top, gives it back to Singleton. Singleton drives, kicks it in the corner for Grunder. Grunder takes a 3, got it. Nothing but net for Grunder, and it's a Chris Coyne State Farm three-pointer.
Yeah, Dillon assists on the play, too. He gets in the middle again and is able to kick out once everybody tries to help it on Dillon. They're going to help on him. Guy had 38 just a day or two ago, and they help out, kicks it out to Grunder, and now Grunder scores and gets the 3.
Railers back within 1. Carter Smith to Bergstrom. Bergstrom for a 3, in and out, no good. Fought 4 underneath. The big boy, they're going to get him with a push. As he cleared it out, Bradbury cleared out the lane.
I'll tell you what,
for the rebound.
The Mattoon Wave football coach has not done his job if he doesn't have that guy on the line.
He would be one solid left tackle.
Yeah. I don't know how you get around that guy. And it looks, for the most part, moves pretty well.
Yeah.
He's played the whole quarter, so, the Railers will have their work cut out for him here, especially underneath the basket.
Tried the back door to Hollinger, nothing there. Now Hollinger gets it, spin, nothing there. Hands it off to Singleton. Singleton in the corner. Now he gets it up top to Grunder, who just hit a 3. They'll work it to the left. Whiteman, he gets by his guy, nothing there. Kicks it out to Singleton. Singleton into the lane. Now to Whiteman in the corner. Whiteman pulls up for a 3 off the rim, no good. Pulis fights for the rebound but can't get it. Now Green Wave with the basketball. That's Carter Smith all the way over to Bergstrom. Raiders down by 1. Bergstrom double teamed and loses the ball out of bounds. Good double team by Grunder, and Hollinger forced the turnover. Will be Raiders basketball.
Yeah, 2 seniors with a nice trap there. Looked like Mattoon player just got in a position where he couldn't really do anything with it. You're behind the bank board. You're on that baseline. You're either going to step out of bounds or probably throw it away, and he just lost control of it. Good trap by the Railers.
8-7. Railers down 1. 1:40 to go. Hollinger takes a 3 off in front of the iron, no good. And the Green Wave pick up the rebound. Number 24 checks into the ball game. That's Pierce Farmer, a 6-foot senior.
Yeah, and Bradbury is the one that checks out. So Railers take advantage here now. It should be right in, about the same size as far as stature goes out on the court.
There's a shot on the way, no good. Hollinger with the rebound. Singleton with it. He pushes left, now goes to his right. Oh, got the defender on his heels. Up, and he'll be fouled, and Singleton's going to go to the line for 2.
Yeah, nice drive by Dillon. A little shake and bake out by the three-point line, got his man off balance and went by him. And then one of the Mattoon Wave tried to draw a charge, but Dylan, again, went to that left hand and almost was able to get a three-point play. We saw him do that several times over on Saturday.
Singleton's free throw's good. Tied it up at 8. Now he looks to take a lead.
Yeah, 17 of his last 18 from the free throw line.
Up and good, Singleton. That's his 4th point, and the Railers take their first lead of the night, 9-8, 1:05 to go in the first. Thomas up to Bergstrom. Now in the corner to Middleton, back up to Bergstrom. Over to Thomas, now down low to Farmer. Kick it in the corner to Middleton, up and in and out, no good. Thomas was there for the rebound, tried to put it back, but he's going to be fouled by Singleton.
Nope.
No?
Looked like 33, I think.
All right. That's Klopp. Yeah, Klopp checks in for the Railers. That's Klopp's first. Team's second as Thomas ties it up at 9 with 43 seconds to go. He'll get one more. Up and no good.
Well, you don't see that very often.
He crossed the line and wave off the basket.
You don't even see that very often at junior high level.
You don't even see the refs really even paying attention.
Or in position to call it. I see so many refs that aren't even paying attention to that. And
that's an old schooler right there.
Yeah,
good call, sir.
Right, absolutely.
9-9 Railers with the basketball. Singleton with a little spin. Jumper no good. Rebound comes down to Thomas. He'll push the Green Wave across the timeline. Now hand it off to Middleton, who gives it back to Thomas. 23 on the clock, all tied up at 9. Bergstrom in the corner to Middleton. Back up to Bergstrom. Middleton fell down. Now he'll get back up. Bergstrom with it up top with 12 on the clock. Guarded by Singleton. Now Singleton to come out and get him. Bergstrom goes right. Now gets it to Middleton. Middleton gets to the lane, up off the backboard, no good. Rebound Hollinger with 2 seconds. Now kicks it to Grunder. Grunder gets it off and just short of the rim, and that's going to do it for the first quarter here in Lincoln as the score is 9-9, all tied up after 1. Don't go anywhere. You're listening to Lincoln Raider Basketball on WLCN 96.3 FM. Welcome back to Royce Anderson Gymnasium. Scott Kirby, Josh Komnick, and Lloyd Kirby behind the camera as the Railers will have the basketball to open up the second quarter with a 9-9 tie.
Now Grau checks in for Grunder at the end of the quarter.
Bollinger with it on the wing, gets it up top to Polis. Now over to Grau. Now Singleton, back to Grau. They'll swing it back up top to Polis. Singleton gets in the lane, kicks it out to Hollinger. That's its spot, but he couldn't get the handle. Now he'll get it right back for a 3. Off the rim, no good. And the rebound comes down to Thomas for the Green Wave.
Yeah, Mattoon switching to a zone defense now, and almost nearly a steal
I
by
don't
Singleton.
know.
Foul on.
Say they got him a little bit with the body, but I say Singleton.
Yeah, they said Singleton on the foul. Looks like it was
Well,
pretty clean from his
spot. Yeah, he dribbled through the pressure, and I think they just anticipated the foul, and I don't think it was ever there. But what do we know? 7:25 to go in the second. All tied up at 9. Thomas up top to Bergstrom. Over to Carter Smith. Now back to Carter Smith in the corner, and turnover. as Middleton wasn't ready for the ball. Singleton, little no-look pass to Pullis. He lays it up and in.
Yeah, nice drive by Dylan and great look away. Might have got away with a little bit of a charge there. Dylan got the pass away, but yet kept running, and Mattoon was there. I don't know if it was clean. Their coaches sure wanted it.
Bergstrom with it up top, guarded by Singleton. He'll go right. Now stop, picks up his dribble, gets it to Carter Smith. Back to Bergstrom in the corner to Middleton. Middleton gets it down low to the big boy Bradbury, and he just bulldozes.
You called that earlier, Scott. That was going to happen. I don't know that he's got a whole lot of moves other than power, and we had the right guy for the Railers guarding him because Hollinger doesn't worry about getting hurt or worry about the physicalness of a charge. And right there, great play by the senior. Good job by Hollinger.
Bradbury picks up his second, team third. And the Railers with the basketball up by 2. Hollinger now to Polis, to Whiteman, back to Polis. They'll work it to the right. Now Grau with it on the wing, up top to Polis. They'll swing it left. Railers working some clock, being very patient tonight. Polis now to Singleton, up top to Hollinger. Hollinger tapped out of there, but Singleton tracks it down. Now they'll reset. Whiteman, he'll dribble left, gets a nice lane up and no good. Like to see him use the backboard on that. That's a tough shot for that angle.
Exactly what I was thinking, Scott.
Farmer for a 3.
Work your body around to get to that. He had plenty of time to work his body to get to that bankboard, or just take a little bit farther and finger roll it up over the rim.
Mattoon back up top by 1. Singleton gets to the lane up, but no good. Rebound comes down to Carter Smith, who's hounded by Singleton. Now Bergstrom back to Carter Smith, over to Bergstrom. Now Middleton, 5:30 on the clock, 12-11 Mattoon. Farmer, he just hit a 3. Now Thomas, he'll get to the lane, and they're going to get Dylan with his second.
Yeah, and that's obviously a guy that we can't have sitting over by Coach Alexander.
Do you take him out? Yeah, you do.
Yes. Nope, no, he's not. You're going to trust.
He's just going to have to play smart.
Yeah, you're going to have to trust the senior, and there are times when your best player has got 2 fouls, and you got to trust him a little bit to make the right call.
You see that a lot in college too. You pick up 2 fouls, you're coming out.
Yeah, well,
and
they've been a little more reluctant to bring him back in, though. I've seen.
Yeah.
You trust that guy, especially a little bit later in the first half.
He's got to play smarter. I guess instincts get the best of you, but got to use your noggin. There's a pull-up jumper by Farmer, no good. Hollinger goes up for the rebound and gives it to Singleton. Railers down by 1, 4:45 to go in the second. Singleton tries to get to the basket, but he'll be bumped out of bounds. Thomas picks up the foul.
I think as a coach, too, you're not necessarily worried about that guy getting that foul, that third foul. On the defensive end, you're worried about him getting a charge. As aggressive as Dylan is going to the basket, you're worried about him going up for a layup and somebody steps under and is charge happy as some of these officials are. It can be something that you're concerned with.
There's our 5-minute mark, media break. We'll keep it right here. Tonight's live stream is brought to you by J.M. Abbott & Associates. They offer tax, accounting, and business advising services. Abbott's is conveniently located in downtown Lincoln. For more information, go to jmabbott.com.
Yeah, we talked about the full week of basketball. Tomorrow, the Railers are where are we at? Back here tomorrow? No,
Topless.
Attu, yeah, you're right. Attu Topless.
What's Chester East looking like?
Got a game tomorrow at home against the Stags from Hartsburg-Emden. And then the Railers are back here Wednesday against New Berlin. Off night on Thursday for us, anyway. I think there's a girls' game maybe.
Yeah, we're going to have to find somewhere for you to go.
Friday there's a Railer game. And then Saturday, the little 8th grade day going on here for volleyball as well as basketball. A full day of, I believe, Carroll Catholic taking on Lincoln Junior High. We're taking on West Lincoln. Likewise with the volleyball. And then the Railers are over at Muhammad at 4:30 on Saturday.
And the Blackburn Beavers kick off their season Saturday. So, it's we're used to seeing this November, December, and now we're trying to squeeze it in 2 months here.
Yeah, and you're your son's college season starting way late.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. 12-11, Mattoon with the lead, 4:30 to go in the first half. Railers with the basketball. They'll work it down to Klopp. Now he'll kick it up top to Hollinger. Whiteman with it. He'll kick it over to Singleton. Singleton thinks about a three, takes a couple dribbles in, no good. And Middleton with the rebound.
Boy, those baskets that were easy for Dylan on Saturday become a little bit harder tonight.
Mattoon up by 1 with the basketball. Thomas kicks it out to Bergstrom. Now they'll work it to the left. Middleton with it. Now over to Bergstrom. To Thomas. Now Bergstrom. Bergstrom and Thomas working the top. Playing a little catch up top. Trying to get defense, Lincoln's defense to come out.
Yeah, they're not in any hurry by any means to get any shots up.
Middleton, he'll drive. Nothing there. Tries to get it down low to Farmer, and they do, and he lays it up and in.
Yeah, nice pass, too, right in the middle.
Farmer comes off the bench. He's got 5 points. Leads Mattoon in scoring off the bench. Now the Railers with the basketball down by 3. Polis up top to Hollinger, now to Singleton. Now Whiteman to Hollinger. Hollinger looking to get it going on the offense, and he gets a rebound. Blocked from behind by Middleton, and the Green Wave come out of there with it.
Yeah, both Hollinger and Singleton blocked underneath.
Thomas, he drives past Klopp, but Klopp reaches out, grabs him a little bit, and he'll pick up the foul. That's Klopp's second, team 5th. 3 minutes to go in the first half. Railers down by 3. Mattoon to inbound on their own baseline. Carter Smith with it up top. Over to Thomas. Bergstrom, Carter Smith, Thomas. Could be a low-scoring game. Now Bergstrom dribbles, blocked by Hollinger, but he's going to pick up the foul, and Bergstrom will get 2 free throws.
Boy, that looked like clean up top.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened there. It looked like he was getting ready to take a charge, and Hollinger, quick thinking, didn't get the charge, but went up and looked like he got all ball there. Not much reaction from Hollinger, which he doesn't normally react to any of the calls anyway. He's pretty level-headed, but, well, that looked pretty clean from up here.
Second free throw good. 15-11. Mattoon with the lead. 2:35 to go in the first half.
Yeah, a lot of momentum, really, for Moline. They've got a little more pep in their step right now than the Railers do.
Whiteman for a 3. Got it with a hand in his face. Whiteman able to drain the Chris Coyne State Farm three-pointer.
Well, a big basket there. Brody had a couple of them over at SHG, and that was a big one, too. The Railers.
Yep, travel. Good defense by Singleton as he forced Middleton. Middleton went for the jump pass, and Singleton was there to greet him, and Middleton didn't know what to do. Came down, called the travel, and the Railers with the basketball looking to take the lead. Now they'll run their weave. Singleton gets to the lane, up and good. Singleton with a little double clutch left-handed layup off the backboard and good, and the Railers back up by 1. 2 minutes to go.
Yeah, it didn't take long, Scott. The Railers got down 15-11, and a quick 3 by Brody, and now a drive to the basket for Singleton. So I think if you're Coach Alexander too, you think about taking Dylan out here. You know, the game's close. It's a slow-paced game. You sure don't want Dylan to get that 3rd foul.
Could have called a travel there as he fell down. No call. Under 2 minutes to go in the first half. Railers up by 1. Mattoon with the basketball. Bergstrom, almost a steal by Polis. Farmer with it in the corner to get it down low to Middleton. Middleton to Farmer. Up top to Carter Smith. Over to Bergstrom. Now they get down low to Farmer. Farmer turns, spins, no good. Hollinger had it tip off of him, and I don't know what happened there.
So close to the basket, I think. It came right off the rim, and it was a pretty direct and line rebound, and Hollinger just couldn't get his hands up in time. Actually got his hands up a little too late, and then it deflected out of bounds.
Mattoon with the basketball, down by 1. 1:20 to go in the first half. Thomas needs some help. Now he gets it to Carter Smith. Backs to Thomas. Thomas goes left. Grunder falls down. Thomas airballs it, and Polis there for the rebound. 1:05 to go in the first half.
Well,
will they hold for 1?
Well, I think you try to if you can, because Dillon's got 2 fouls, but coach going right into a set.
Whiteman gets to the lane, up and good for Whiteman. Good strong move from Whiteman as he got to the middle of the lane, and an easy little jump shot for him.
Well, that's good things happen when you get in the middle of the court, Scott, and you got ways to pass. And that time Brody with just a little half hook got it to go.
Ryan Gear, head coach for the Mattoon Green Wave. He wants a timeout.
Might as well use them. I mean, you get those media timeouts halfway through, so you don't see a lot of timeouts being called, really. With that thing happening, it gives them a break, and it gives you a chance to realign what you want to do.
Some more sponsors for tonight's game include Mama's Arcade Cafe, located on the square in downtown Lincoln. Mike Mosky, auction service, phone 217-519-3959 or go to moskyauction.com.
Yeah. Dillon checks out for Coach Neil Alexander, and Jalen Conway fills in for him to play the point with just 35 seconds left. Dillon with 2 fouls, didn't want him to pick up another one.
Raiders up by 3, 28 seconds to go in the first half. Mattoon with the basketball. Carter Smith to Bergstrom. Bergstrom dribbles left, pulls up, airballed it. Polis there for the rebound. Now the Raiders with the basketball with 12 seconds on the clock. Hollinger has it up top. Now 9, down to 8.
Yeah, Coach.
7. And Hollinger looks like he's going to take it himself. Pulls up from the elbow, up off the back of the rim. No good. And that will do it for the first half here in Lincoln. With your score, the Raiders 18, the Green Wave 15. We'll take a commercial break. We come back, we'll have the Ground Incorporated Schneider Chiropractic halftime show. And you're listening to Lincoln Raider Basketball on Raider Nation Station, WLCN 96.3 FM.
Back here, Roy S. Anderson at halftime. The Railers lead 18-15 over the Green Wave from Mattoon High School. We'll go over the scoring first for the visitors, the Green Wave from Mattoon. They are led by Pierce Farmer and Malik Carter-Smith. Pierce Farmer off the bench with 5. Malik Carter-Smith also with 5. Cameron Thomas, he has 4. And Cooper Bergstrom with a free throw to round out the 15 for the Green Wave. The Railers are led tonight so far here at half by Brody Whiteman. Whiteman with 7 at half. Dylan Singleton with 6. Adam Grunder with 3. Elijah Paulus with 2. 18-15 here in Ground Incorporated and Schneider Chiropractic halftime show. We'll be back here in just a couple minutes. You're listening to Lincoln Railer Basketball.
Scott Kirby, Josh Komnick back with you here at Roy S. Anderson Gymnasium. Your halftime score, the Lincoln Railers 18, the Mattoon Green Wave 15.
A little far away from the 42 we had at half on Saturday.
Yeah, a little slower paced game for the Railers tonight. Don't know if that was the game plan coming in. But, you know, Mattoon, maybe they've
taken their eye out of the ball a little bit too. Yeah,
out of the ball too. Feels like one of those Lincoln Glenwood games, you know, where, well, this would be a final here, 18-15 in Glenwood. But, yeah, you see a lot of patience. I don't know if teams are just feeling each other out, and we'll go in at halftime, make some adjustments. But we'll see how the Railers respond second half.
Well, remember, too, Mattoon, this is only their 3rd game of the season.
Yeah.
And they haven't yet to really feel anything out. They've had a couple games, and they had a long gap dealing with some COVID issues. So they're not quite, you know, in sync, I wouldn't say, so far. And the Railers, you know, it's an emotional game Friday. That it was, I guess, non-emotional probably for basically because of the outcome. And then you play that big game on Saturday down in SHG and play really, really well. And you hear a lot of times, you know, it's a hangover, or you're looking ahead or looking past someone, and that's very easily could be what has happened here so far. Take nothing away from Mattoon, they've had a good game plan. Their plan is to limit the amount of possessions that the Railers can have, and they've done exactly that. It's just the Railers got to pick it up here in the second half because we've seen it before where we come out flat and you let a team hang around, and all of a sudden 4 minutes left in the fourth and you're in a ball game.
Yeah, absolutely. 18-15 is your score at half. 2:30 on the clock. We'll take a commercial break. We come back. We will have second half action here at Lincoln Community High School. Don't go anywhere. You're listening to Lincoln Raider Basketball on WLCN 96.3 FM. Welcome back to Roy S. Anderson Gymnasium as the Railers lead at half, 18-15.
Well, Scott, too, looking back at the scoring, we didn't say Landon's name.
Yeah,
and,
Landon.
Not able to get on the scoreboard yet for one of the seniors, Landon Hollinger, who finished with 12 on Saturday and 8 big rebounds for the Railers, and obviously a guy that Lincoln needs to, put the ball in the basket. And he's had a few chances, a few looks, as have some of the other Railers. So expect Landon to get it going here in the second half. I think he had, maybe 2 or 3 threes there in the third quarter against SHG that really extended our lead even more, which was nice. And I think he went for about 6 or 8 straight points. And he's got that kind of ability, and we hope the man wearing number 4 is ready here in the second half.
State Bank of Lincoln, a division of Heartland Bank and Trust, a member of FDIC. Mattoon basketball to start the second half. Raiders up by 3. And the second half is underway. Thomas up top to Bergstrom. Now back to Thomas. Thomas dribbles in, stripped away from Whiteman. Now we got a 2-on-3 up to Paulus. Got a little extra set there. Paulus up off the backboard and good.
Yeah, nice steal there by Brody. Brody going coast to coast, and good thing Elijah did was just kept running. He kept going to the basket, and Brody hit him with a nice pass and a nice finish by Paulus.
Raiders up by 5. Now Mattoon, they look to answer. Bergstrom with it up top. Tells Bradbury go right. Now they'll kick it in the corner to Carter Smith. He'll pull up, just kick it in the corner to Middleton. He'll pull up for a jumper, in and out, no good. Singleton there for the rebound.
Well,
Singleton will push right, now go left.
Bradbury a couple times, but he's really doesn't even look at the hoop.
Grunder for a deep 3, and it's in there for a Chris Coyne. State Farm three-pointer. That's Grunder's second three-pointer of the night. He's got 6.
Yeah, that's one thing Adam can do is shoot the basketball. And haven't called his name a lot this season as much as I thought we would, just from the standpoint of being a really consistent shooter. And quick timeout there for Mattoon.
Oh, I thought they called a foul. I thought they got Grunder with a little bump, but I guess Mattoon wanted a timeout before the Raiders went on a bigger run. It's going to be a full timeout. We'll take 30 as well, so don't go anywhere. You're listening to Lincoln Raider Basketball, WLCN 96.3 FM. 23-15, your score with 6:42 to go in the third. As the Railers on a little bit of a run here.
Yeah, good way to start the second half. We got a steal and then a layup by Paulus and a big three by Grunder. So
a little 5-0 run. And there's a turnover by the Green Wave as Middleton inbounded it. Nobody was there. It's going to be Railer basketball right in front of the scores table. Mr. Dave Renfro on the PA tonight. He's got a busy week this week as well. Railers with the basketball up by 8. Hollinger to Grunder, back to Hollinger. Over to Paulus, now to Whiteman in the corner. He'll hand off to try to get it into Singleton. It's going to be off his hands, out of bounds, and going to be Mattoon ball. Some bad spacing there,
yeah.
I guess you would say.
Yeah, Mattoon went to a zone, and Coach Alexander likes to put Dylan in the middle against the zone because he can really operate and do a bunch of different things from there. And Brody drove, just threw a pass to him that was, just like you said, they were too close to each other.
23-15, 6:10 to go in the third. Green Wave with the basketball. Bergstrom up top now to Thomas. Gets it back to Bergstrom. They'll swing it left, get it to the big boy, Bradbury underneath, and he's going to travel.
Well, I tell you one thing, I've been watching a little bit of Brody and Hollinger down underneath against Bradbury, and he's not an offensive weapon by any means, but Brody and Lana have done a great job of just moving their feet and being quicker than rather trying to be bigger and stronger, because they're not, than Bradbury. They've just moved their feet a lot quicker.
Railers basketball up by 8. They work it around. Singleton, he's going to take a three from the wing, and it's nothing but net for Singleton. And it's a Chris Coyne State Farm three-pointer. Railers up by 11.
Yeah, nice ball movement there by the Railers, and Dylan really feeling well about himself, obviously, after 38 points, and just stepped right into that thing like a confident shooter, and nothing but net.
Grunder picks up the foul, his first, team first. Green Wave with the basketball. Thomas now over to Bergstrom. Back to Thomas. They try to work it right. Now they go left. Bergstrom now in the corner. Kick back up top to Thomas. Now Middleton guarded by Hollinger. All the way across, stolen by Whiteman, and we got to have a foul on that. Come on.
Bear hug.
Good defense by Whiteman as he intercepted the pass, and then I felt that they went over the back to get the ball, and then you get piled on by number 32, Bradbury. You never want to see that coming.
No, that's like a little WWF going.
Little pile jumper there. Oh, good save by Hollinger. He pops back out of the bleachers. And now Singleton. Singleton spins, kicks it to Grunder for a three off the rim. No good. Hollinger there for the rebound. And it's going to be off of Middleton of Green Wave. He's going to stay with the Railers.
Yeah, good job by Dylan going in there and getting the rebound, and didn't have full control of it. I think he just kind of tipped it off of the Green Wave, and the ball went right out of bounds.
Now the Railers with the basketball. They get it in. Singleton. Hollinger with a little slip. There's a three on the way by Whiteman. Chased down, and there's another jump ball as Whiteman tied up Bradbury. And this one will go Green Wave direction. And there's your 5-minute media timeout, Josh. Officials timeout. We'll keep it right here. Let's see some more of our sponsors here. We got Top Hat Creamery. Stop by before or after the game for a sweet treat in the Lincoln's Arcade building.
Culligan Water Systems in Lincoln for water softening and conditioning equipment and service, bottled water or bulk. Stop by Culligan's at 308 North Chicago Street.
4:37 to go into third.
Illini basketball tomorrow as well, Scott, 6 o'clock. I
Yes.
believe the Illini travel to Michigan State, which isn't the normal Michigan State that we've seen in the last,
No, they're struggling.
seems like forever,
Yeah.
25 years. I'm not sure how Coach Izzo's dealing with this season for them, but
Well, it's kind of the same way Coach K's dealing with Duke.
Yeah,
You know,
right.
It's just one of those odd seasons, but
it'll be tough still there.
Yeah.
Michigan State playing better as of late. So, boy, the Illini looked good on Saturday. Didn't get a chance to see much of the game, but when you go to the barn and win by 30 and do it real easily.
I think they only lost once this year at the barn.
Yeah.
And Illinois goes and puts a smackdown on them Saturday right after the Railers put a smackdown. Well, about the same time, the Railers were putting a smackdown on the Cyclones. The Fighting Illini were doing the same to the Gophers.
Looking through their schedule, the Illini are at home against Nebraska, and then the last 3 games are at Wisconsin, at Michigan, and at Ohio State. Woo!
Tough.
Oh, man.
Railers up 26-15. Green Wave with the basketball. After the media timeout, Bergstrom up top. Gives it to Middleton, back to Bergstrom. He'll dribble in. Now in the corner to Thomas. And we're going to get a offensive foul on number 10, Middleton.
Yeah, on moving screen, and Brody did a good job of trying to fight around the screen. They had a nice play set up and called out of the timeout, trying to get a 3-pointer here in the corner right in front of us, but little moving screen, and a lot of that was because of Brody trying to fight around it.
That must be a focal point this year. There's Singleton up. Yep. Oh, no good. Middleton was there to meet Singleton. Good move by Singleton. Had a wide open lane, just couldn't finish.
Yeah, those were about 3 or 4 of those on Saturday. He converted with that left-hand layup.
Good defense by Whiteman as he cut off the baseline. Now the Green Wave, they get it into Bradbury. He barrels his way through, throws it up, no good. Polis with the rebound as Hollinger took the bulk of the
People are just flying off of Bradbury.
Hollinger's going to pull up for a 3, no good, and Bradbury there for the rebound.
Boy, that's a 3 he normally drains.
Yeah.
That walk-up 3, as Coach Alice had so many guys, those 4 men that walk up there. Gavin Block, Matt Schick, can walk right up and drain that 3 right at the top of the key, and usually that's money in the bank for Hollinger.
There's a 3 from Middleton from the corner. It's good. Lead is down to 8. Yeah, it takes, once Hollinger hits that first one, he'll start hitting them in bunches. Polis to Grunder. Now to Whiteman in the corner. They'll work it up to the wing. Now up top to Hollinger. Over to Paulus on the other way, right in front of their bench. Now they'll work it back left. Hollinger, spin. Nothing there. Polis for a 3. Got it.
Oh, big shot.
Polis, big Chris Coyne State Farm 3-pointer. And the Railers back up by 11. So the Railers answer with a 3-pointer of their own. Comes from Polis. He's hit some big 3-pointers this year, Josh.
Yeah, had a couple nice ones at SHG, and man. I think Bradbury and Singleton got tied up there, and Mattoon, coach, not happy with the call as Bradbury and Singleton got tangled up there at about at the free throw line. I didn't see all of it, but I just saw Dylan running away with a little mark on his face now.
Yeah, you don't want to tie up with Bradbury. Polis dribbles right. Now Hollinger in the corner. That's his spot. There it is. Landon Hollinger with the Chris Coyne State Farm 3-pointer.
Yeah, he just had to get to the corner, Scott. That's
his
where
corner.
Yeah, that's where he likes it. He likes the corners in front of us, and then over there right in front of Coach Alexander.
And Grunder's going to pick up the foul as Thomas is trying to get to the lane. Grunder tried to cut him off, just got him a little bit with the body. Now Grau's going to check in for Grunder. Andrew Grau, a 6'2 junior. He's got a good shot as well.
Yeah, he's capable of coming in and knocking down a couple threes.
Farmer, he's going to pull up. Boom. Farmer comes off the bench. He's looking to score.
6th man of the year is what I'm looking for. I mean, he comes in and he's ready to fire.
He's got 7.
He's got 7.
Raiders up 12. Whiteman up and couldn't get it to go, but a nice little ball fake by Whiteman. Gets to the lane. Goes up strong, just can't get it to fall, but he'll get 2 free throws.
Brody's got a little deceiving of a first step. You know, it seems to get to the basket quite a bit for the Railers, and he did that against SHG with probably a quicker defender on him that time. He got right around his guy, no troubles at all, and right to the basket. Got fouled, makes the first free throw. Give Whiteman 8 here on the night. Up and good.
Good, and Whiteman, I tell you what, the past few games, he's really come on, and defensively and offensively.
Well, what's helped him is he stays out of foul trouble. You
Yeah.
know, and when he's struggled, it's been getting some, you know, I don't want to call them stupid fouls, but fouls that aren't ones that he needs to be given, and he's had to sit on the bench most of the time.
Off of Grau's head. And we've yet to see a signature move tonight.
Yeah, we're looking for that.
We're looking for that.
What is that? What's it?
We'll just call it the Whiteman.
Yeah, the Whiteman move.
I don't even know how to describe it, but I like it.
Just scooping one-handed layup, and it's not been stopped yet.
And it goes from across the lane to the next.
Yeah.
You know.
Dad taught him that.
Raiders up 14, and there's a tap away. Polis comes out of there with it. He'll go left, nothing there. Kicks it back out to Hollinger. Now over to Whiteman. Whiteman thinks about a three. Now he'll find a lane. He'll get cut off, pick it up, give it to Grau. Grau in the corner and out of bounds off of Grau. It's going to go back to the Green Wave with 1:04 to go in the third. It's Railers 34, the Green Wave 20. Middleton, guarded by Polis. He'll get it across the timeline. Now he'll keep going right. Now he'll be double teamed, kick it out to Bergstrom. Now they'll work it up top to Carter Smith. Over to Middleton. Middleton dribbles right. Nothing there. Get it down low to Farmer. He's going to shoot it, but nope. Singleton takes it away. He'll have a wide open layup up off the backboard and good. Singleton with 11, and the Raiders up by 16 with 34 to go in the third.
Yeah, he can turn that steal into 2 points pretty quickly, Scott. Nobody even tried to track him down.
Farmer, nope, off the front of the rim. Singleton there for another rebound. Tries to get it down low to Paulus, but Farmer hits it out of Polis's hands, out of bounds. They're going to stay with the Railers. They're on their own baseline.
Yeah, I think the Railers are probably try to go for one here, maybe try to get a quick score out of bounds play. 19.5 left here. Railers up 36-20.
They're going to go for 2 possessions in a row, it looks like. 14 seconds on the clock. Railers up by 16 as the third quarter winds down. 8 on the clock. Singleton with it up top, over to Polis, now back up to Singleton, now to 4. Grau, alley-oop to Hollinger, who slams it home to end the third. Little alley-oop to Hollinger, count the bucket. It's a slam, and at the end of 3, it's 38-20, the Railers. We're going to come back after these messages with fourth quarter action, so don't go anywhere. This is Railer Nation Station on WLCN 96.3 FM. First dunk of the year comes via alley-oop. Josh, did you run? You probably ran a few of those back in the day, didn't you?
Yeah, I did.
On the other end?
I was the passer.
Oh, the passer.
Yeah, I passed it to Cook and let him do that part.
38-20 after 3, and a play that we've been looking for. They've ran it to Singleton in the past, but Hollinger able to sneak in the back, and I think Grauf, was he the?
Yeah, it's almost it's supposed
like
to look like a shot, and that's what throws the defense off of it. It looks like a shot. Everybody's tracking it as if they're looking for the rebound, and all of a sudden, you know, they're throwing it up by the rim, and you've got Jermaine or you've got Hollinger or you got whoever it may be. I think maybe Gavin Block was in that category of throwing the oop too. And next thing you know, we got a dunk, and we go up 18 with the ball back here to start the fourth.
It's going to be Railer basketball to start the fourth. They are up by 18. Singleton spins. Tried to get the back door to Hollinger. Nothing there. Now they hand off to Polis. Hollinger with it. He'll get to the lane. Kick it out to Grau. Grau for a 3 off the rim. Up over the backboard. Out of bounds. Going to go to the Green Wave.
Yeah, not enough arcs there for Grau. Had to set up. Nice drive there by Hollinger to get it out to him. Just short on in the attempt.
There's a coast to coast from Thomas, going to be blocked out of bounds, going to stay with Mattoon.
Hollinger up high, and I'll tell you, Hollinger is not only a good athlete with long arms, good jumps well, he's got great timing. His timing is always right there when that guy's going up to shoot, and quick off the floor.
Hollinger going to continue his career at Milliken. So good for him. I know he loves the game, and now he gets to keep on playing. There's the three on the way from Bergstrom. Count it. 38-23, 7:15 to go in the ball game.
Yeah,
Raiders up by 15.
Holding tight there, though, but Bergstrom with just his, seemed like we've called his name a few more times than that, just 4 points for Bergstrom.
Whiteman gets by his guy, couldn't finish, but a good, strong move by Whiteman. Like you said, that quick first step is very deceiving.
But if you're an old school coach or dad or whatever that played, the cutting the baseline tonight has not been very good.
Yep, there's a travel.
We've given it up several times in the first half there. That time Brody Whiteman's gone to the baseline a few times against Mattoon, and that used to be a thing we would run for if you gave up baseline. Not sure if it still happens anymore, but
that was a long time ago, Josh.
yeah, like blocking out or not following your shot. Not following your shot.
Polis with it in the corner now. Singleton, little head fake. Kicks it to Polis. Polis drives up off the backboard. No good. And Thomas sprints out of there with it. Passes over to Carter Smith. No good. And Singleton with the rebound. And he's hounded there by Thomas, and he'll pick up the foul. That's Thomas's second foul, fourth team foul for the Green Wave. 38-23, 6:16 to go in the ball game. We'll be back at it tomorrow night as we make the long trip down south to Teutopolis. And when I say we, it's neither me or you.
Just Lloyd. Lloyd's going to be doing.
Oh! Singleton drove, and Thomas, hard fall. He gets back up.
Yeah,
glad to see he's okay.
Hard foul, too, there. He was not going for the ball at all. He was basically going to Dylan's arm to make sure you weren't going to shoot the two, or make the two anyway. Dylan back to the free throw line, who was 6 of 17 on Saturday, 2 of 2 so far tonight. Now 3 of 3 for Singleton.
Singleton's got 12.
19 of his last 20 from the free throw line.
We'll say a quiet 12 for Singleton.
Yeah, you're kind of used to from
he hasn't even hit his second quarter mark.
Up and good again for Dylan. Perfect on the night, 4 of 4 from the line.
40-23, 6 minutes to go in the ball game. Bergstrom over to Middleton. Oh, a steal by Whiteman. Whiteman goes left, gets it to Polis, nothing there, kicks it back to Whiteman. Whiteman thinks about pulling up. Now Hollinger has it. He finds the lane up, and he'll be fouled, and he'll go to the line for 2. And don't like seeing Hollinger do that much. He did that this summer and broke his arm. Yeah, broke his arm pretty good.
Got up so high, and just when you get kind of those legs and that core going the other way, and you're falling down. And
Mom and Dad do not want to see that. Yeah, left it a little short. He struggled from the line a little bit this year.
Yeah, right.
Now, when I say struggle, we're just used to seeing him be money, you know?
Yeah.
Here we go. Got the second one.
Give Landon, what's he got now, 5?
6?
6 points, all in the second half here.
5:35 to go, 41-23 Railers. Good defense by Klopp and Polis as they trap. Now we'll get to the lane by Carter Smith. Nothing going for him. Singleton comes out there with it. Now gets it over to Hollinger. Hollinger, he'll get it across the timeline to his left. Now Polis, they'll work it to the right in front of the Railer bench. Singleton up top to Polis, over to Hollinger on the wing. Now back up top, they work it right. Singleton, he'll pull up as he lost the handle, but he fights for it underneath, but Carter Smith comes out there with it. Lost the handle going up and just couldn't regain it. Now Middleton, they get,
Jeez.
Who are we getting that on?
I was going to say it's got to be on Bradbury. I don't know what.
They're going to call that on Hollinger. Bradbury had him in a headlock. A clothesline, headlock.
It was a good one, too.
There's your 5-minute media timeout, officials timeout. We'll keep it right here. Tonight's tip-off was sponsored by Chicago Street Rentals, located at 1909 North Kickapoo Street. Live video sponsors for this evening: Financial advisor Sal Polis of Edward Jones, 1400 Woodlawn Road in Lincoln, phone 732-4001. Town & Country Bank is a proud sponsor of Lincoln Raider basketball. At Town & Country Bank, our mission is to help empower the financial well-being of our communities, one person at a time. Greamy Arnold Insurance, your local independent insurance agency, located at 321 Pulaski Street in downtown Lincoln, phone 735-1296. And Jim Abbott and Associates, they offer tax, accounting, and business advising services. Abbott's is conveniently located in downtown Lincoln. For more information, go to jmabbott.com. 4:52 to go. We'll go see if Hollinger's head's still attached.
Yeah, gonna have a headache.
41-23, the Railers with the lead. Green Wave basketball under their own basket. Thomas to inbound. Ooh, yep. Singleton tried to read the pass, but got just a little bit of the body on Bergstrom. Singleton picks up the foul. That's his third, team fourth. And they're going to get Klopp and Bradbury going at it a little bit. And Klopp's going to be the guilty one. He picks up his third, team fifth. Get a little chippy under the basket.
Yeah, especially this late into the game. 4:40 left here. Mattoon down 18.
They'll get it across. There's a drive by Middleton, and we're going to get a block. And Middleton's going to go to the line for two. I think Klopp just picked up his fourth. Yes, sir. Klopp picks up his fourth, team sixth.
Both teams with 6 team fouls here so far.
Free throw, no good for Middleton. He will get another. It's up and good. 41-24. 4:42 to go in the ball game. Singleton walks it across the timeline. Now to Whiteman, up top to Klopp. Klopp's got 4 fouls. Singleton dribbles left, now kicks it up top to Grau, over to Whiteman. Now Hollinger. Hollinger tries to kick it up top, but we're going to get it over and back. As I think he thought Whiteman was a little further up on point than he was.
Yeah, no turnover here, and Railers without a basket here for the last couple minutes.
41-24. They've held the Green Wave to 6 points. Well, what they have? They had 15.
15 and a
so
half.
9 points for the half. We'll take that.
Yeah.
So far.
Done a good job defensively.
Carter Smith, now they work it around to Thomas up top, down to Bergstrom. Bergstrom to Thomas. Now they get it down low to Bradbury. Guard by Klopp. Good defense by Klopp as he was straight up, and he's got 4 fouls, so he's got to be careful.
Yeah, and as Jaden just made him make a good move, and not sure Bradbury's got that in his arsenal, but good defense there by Klopp.
Grau now to Singleton. 3:38 to go in the game. Hollinger with it on the corner. Now to Singleton on the wing. Kick it up to Grau. Now work it to the left. Singleton tried to go up with it. Stripped out of there by Carter Smith, and Bradbury comes out of there with it. And Bergstrom up to Middleton. Now they'll work it right. Carter Smith to Bergstrom. Bradbury, now he'll kick it out. Thomas, still going to pull up for a 3. Good looking shot by Thomas, and it's good. 41-27.
A little closer too. That's
yeah.
This is far from over. There's a lot of time left here, and the Railers don't look too with a lot of go here, especially offensively. And right now, Mattoon kind of done what they wanted on offense.
Just a 14-point lead now for the Railers. Whiteman, he'll pull up for a jumper, airballed it. Singleton there for the putback. We'll call that an alley-oop.
And a pass, yeah. Good pass by Brody and fouled Dillon underneath wide open.
2:30 to go in the game. 43-27 Railers. Thomas, he'll pull up for another 3. And it rattles in and good. So Thomas with 10. 2 threes in a row for him. Now the lead down to 13. 2:15 to go in the game. Hollinger makes Middleton come out on him. Now Whiteman with it over to Singleton. Railers working some clock. They're up by 13, so why not? Now we got 2 minutes to go in the ball game. Now they got Bradbury on. Ooh, Bradbury with the steal on Singleton. It's more of a and Bradbury just picked up an intentional foul. He just shoved. Who was that? It just flew
I don't know.
across
Singleton
the lane.
went flying through the lane, and I didn't see what happened on the shove, but must have been Bradbury shoving Singleton right through the middle of the lane.
Singleton slid about 15 foot. Well, they're going to get Bradbury for the intentional. That's probably going to be, well, that is his 5th. So Singleton's going to get 2 free throws and the ball. First one's up and good. Second one up and good.
6 of 6 on the night for Singleton. Now the Railers will get the ball back here. It's a big call too, you know.
Yeah.
I thought Mattoon had quite a bit of momentum going for them, and then you know, they had the ball, could have made it within 10.
Yeah,
with a 3.
We were up 13.
So that's a big point in the game. There's still a lot of time left here, minute 52, and as the referee and some of the Railers here helping out, getting the slipperiness after Singleton did the almost looked like a slip and slide as he was sliding through the lane after Bradbury plowed him.
Plowed him, and Singleton went sledding. Hollinger needs help, gets it into Whiteman. Whiteman gets back to Hollinger. Good press break. Now they'll get it over to Grau.
Thought that's what we could have done a little bit more against SHG, is have Landon bring up the ball a little bit more and give Dylan a few breaks.
Singleton gets to the lane, and he's going to be hit by Thomas. And Singleton's going to go back to the line.
Dylan, where he's at,
for
been
one of the bonus.
6 of 6 so far tonight. 17 points for the senior so far.
Yeah, I think Coach Al wants Singleton out of there.
Yeah, he's going to get a break. There's a lot of games left here this week. I think him and who is that, Thomas, that's guarding him, getting into it a little bit.
I'd say he's got like a little target on his back or something. You know, Bradbury sends him across the court.
Right.
Now Thomas gets a little.
Yeah, give Dylan 19 on the night.
Get the senior out of there, a well-deserved rest. And he'll be back out on the court tomorrow night into topless.
Yeah, which it'll be a tough one there, Scott. We barely won here, I think, wasn't it? Pretty close.
Seems like forever ago. 47 to 30, 1:30 to go in the game. And the Railers will move to 6-1. No, I'm sorry, 6-2 on the season. Farmer, he'll kick it out. There's a 3 on the way from Thomas. Hits another, just a little too late.
Yeah.
Thomas has got 10. And the Railers are up by 14. And Lincoln will call a timeout. And it will be a 30-second timeout. We'll keep it right here.
Conway got in a little trouble over there along the sideline, and Coach didn't want to lose that possession. The Railers up 47-33. A minute 6 left here in the game.
Some more of the sponsors that we have today. Without them, these broadcasts wouldn't be possible. Mama's Arcade Cafe, located on the square in downtown Lincoln. Colgan Water Systems in Lincoln for water softening and conditioning equipment and service, bottled water or bulk. Stop by Colgan's at 308 North Chicago. And Heartland Community College is your community's college. At Heartland, you'll get the personal attention and support you need to be a successful student. Discover Heartland, discover yourself. Visit heartland.edu/Lincoln. Time winding down here, under a minute, as Whiteman gets to the basket, but he'll be fouled.
Alex Hofert checks in for Landon Hollinger. Landon finished the night with 6 points.
Looks like number 5, Drake Rutledge, will be checking in. 6'2" junior.
Whiteman to the line now. Give Brody 10. Checking in. Rutledge going to check in for the shooter, and good. Give Whiteman 11 on the night. Nice game for Brody. 11 on tonight. He also had, Whiteman had 10 on Saturday, so back-to-back games with Whiteman in double figures.
43-37 on February 5th was your game against Teutopolis.
What was the final of that?
43-37.
Oh, sorry, I didn't hear that.
Compliments of our information guy, Lloyd. He does it all. So time winding down here at Roy S.
Good chance of it being a close one tomorrow then.
Yeah.
Wonder if they played tonight. You know, Rail's got to take that long bus trip down, so.
Thomas tries to get to the lane. They're going to say Conway with a little push. Or Grau. They're going to give it to Grau. Up and no good for Thomas. And now we have another foul on Middleton. Nobody wants to go home tonight, Josh.
No.
They just want to foul and keep this game going.
Yeah, thanks.
Raiders up 16, 21 seconds to go. Back in action tomorrow night.
Jaden misses the first of 2. He'll get another one here. Getting the Railers up 49-33, 21.4 left here in the basketball game. Clop up and good.
2-hour drive from here to Teutopolis. 50-33, Railers. 10 seconds to go. There's a 3 from Thomas. No, that is not Thomas. That is Carter Smith. He's got 8. And your final here from Roy S. Anderson Gymnasium, the Railers 50. The Green Wave from Mattoon 36. We'll take a commercial break. When we come back, we'll have the Grau Incorporated Schneider Chiropractic BLCN 96.3 FM.
Welcome back here, Railer fans, to a victorious Monday night here. The Railers win by a score of 50-36 over the Green Wave from Mattoon. The Railers improved to 6-2 on the season, while the Green Wave from Mattoon fall to 1-2 on the year. The Mattoon Green Wave were led by Cameron Thomas. Thomas finished the game with 13. Malik Carter-Smith had 8. 7 for Pierce Farmer off the bench, and 4 apiece for Cooper Bergstrom and Jalen Middleton for the scoring for Mattoon. Unofficially for the Railers were led tonight by the senior, number 3, Dylan Singleton. Singleton finished with 19 on the night. The only other Railer in double figures was Whiteman. Number 20, Brody Whiteman, finished with 11. 7 for Elijah Paulus. 6 apiece for Landon Hullinger and Adam Grunder, and 1 free throw for Jaden Klopp to round out the 50 for the Railers. Again, the Railers win 50-36. We'll be back here in just a couple minutes. You're in the Ground Incorporated and Schneider Chiropractic postgame show, and you're listening to Lincoln Railer Basketball.
Welcome back to Royce Anderson Gymnasium as the Railers with a big victory tonight over the Mattoon Green Wave, 50-36. Scott Kirby, Josh Komnick, Lloyd Kirby this evening. As Coach Al makes his way up here, Josh, kicking off this long, I guess, I don't know, game week,
Yeah.
I guess you call it.
Just a long week.
Yeah, started off a little slow for the Railers tonight and kind of eased their way into it and came out third quarter, went on a little bit of a run. And,
Yeah.
I mean, the score, a lot of, scoring late for the Green Wave, but Lincoln held them to 9 there for quite some time.
Well, yeah,
the second half.
The big quarter was the third quarter, Scott. We only had 18 at half, and after 3 we had 38. So a big quarter for the Railers. Grunder hit a 3, I think, to start that third quarter, and then Dylan might have gotten one and gotten to the basket. I think Paulus got a layup there to get it going. So big third quarter kind of opened that up, and that was the quarter that the Railers needed. Basically a 20-5 quarter in the third quarter, and probably a little talking at halftime to get things rolling a little bit quicker than what we were doing, and it seemed to work, and you come away with a victory.
On the Growl Incorporated Schneider Chiropractic post-game show, I should say, Coach Al. Coach, big win tonight as we kick off a long week of games. Railers started off a little slow there first half, but came out third quarter, went on a little bit of a run, and able to pull away.
Yeah, they played very similar to what Muhammad did, and I'm sure they watched the Muhammad tape and was just very deliberate. And back when we first came into this conference, we knew that teams were going to be like this. It would be smart, be very patient against us, and we talked about how are we going to make things happen and be quicker. And we kind of moved up, and we've got to work on high traps. We got to be able to trap in the corner. We got to be able to make people play on the floor and not be comfortable. In the first half, they were pretty comfortable.
Hollinger got it going there second half with a big three in his corner. He loves those corners. And then, drew up a play to end the third, I do believe, where the little alley-oop for Hollinger. So good to see him get going the second half. Singleton, he just, obviously does what he does. Polis, another solid night. I thought Whiteman, he's really starting to pick up his game the past 3 or 4 games. And Josh mentioned because he hasn't been in foul trouble.
Yeah.
Able to get in the flow of the game, playing really good defense and able to get to the basket and hit some big three-pointers.
Yeah, he has. And, that's kind of what we expected. And he's, he's reading a little bit, making plays. And, we've talked a lot about people outside the trap or close to the ball. Those are the people who make our defense, pretty solid. And if we can get people to read like he is, and that eliminates them from trying to throw that skip pass, and the pressure on the ball even grows more.
Yeah, Coach. You get away with a win here, and nothing gets any easier for tomorrow night when you got to travel down to Teutopolis. I believe that was a 43-37 victory here against Teutopolis when they came to town. So you've got another tough one tomorrow.
Yeah, and they'll be very physical, and they'll be up and down the floor a little bit. And I think we play better against teams like that. Shoot it. They want to go. They want to score, and our defense is much more effective when that happens.
One of the questions we had, I guess, pregame is, with all these games in a row, Coach, how do you – I know you take one game at a time. How do you prepare for the next when you have a short turnaround and a long drive tomorrow for Teutopolis?
Well, you worry about what you do and do your things right. And I think over the course of time, we've never minded the Friday, Saturday games because, the only thing we need to know is personnel. And if we got a little bit of a pattern or something here, we're in good shape. But for most part, we just need to know personnel and where their shooters are, whether they're drivers, are they good with their back to the basket? The guy in the middle, is he a passer or is he an offensive threat? So those are things that we look for, and those things we can cover on the bus or in shoot around before and things. So we just have to remember the old slogan that comes out quite a bit is, and if we would go to another team and do and say what we do to our kids is we say you're going to cover it this way, and the very same thing might happen, and we'll tell them to cover it a different way. So there's different ways to cover the same situation, which makes our defense, that much more effective to where people can't just set back, plan on certain things and kind of diagram you out. They're going to do this if it's this. So that's a big plus for our defense, and it helps us out playing these many games to just be able to focus on what we're doing.
Something new too, Coach. Ever been to the Wooden Shoes Gymnasium?
Never have you?
No, I was just curious. I think you're used to players are going to Effingham, Mattoon, Charleston, and you have some familiarity of the shooting background. And I'm just thinking. I know these guys probably haven't, and if you haven't, if you haven't, I'm sure they haven't. So
I've been in a lot of gyms, but this is one that I have. I've been in St. Anthony. I've been in Effingham. Geez, I've been in a lot of gyms, but not T-Town.
Not
Yeah.
T-Town.
So you will tomorrow.
Yep. And I hope it's not doesn't treat me wrong.
Well, Coach, we'll let you get going so you can get home, get some sleep, and get back at it tomorrow. But the long bus trip down to Two Topless, 7:30 tip, with the sophomores going at 6 o'clock, and we will have all the action here on WLCN 96.3 FM. All right. Josh, any closing?
No, well, let's get Lloyd out of here so he can get rested and get down to. He'll probably start heading down there tonight.
We'll be watching her on TV, guys.
Yeah, no. It's a long week, and it's a week where the guys have got to take care of themselves and get plenty of rest and good food and a lot of hydration. And boy, what a fun time! I mean, you can go and play 5 games in 1 week.
I'm sure the kids like it.
Sure, absolutely. That's no more than practices.
Well, that'll do it for us here in Lincoln. Our next broadcast will be tomorrow at 7:30 as the Railers are on the road to take on the Wooden Shoes of Teutopolis. Our broadcast will begin with pregame show starting at 7 o'clock. For station manager Jim Ash, studio producer, director Winnie Ransdale, and Scott Kirby, and Josh Komnick, once again the final score, Lincoln 50, Mattoon 36. The Railers now stand at 6-2. We hope you enjoyed this broadcast, and we would like to thank our listeners for listening and our sponsors for sponsoring. This has been a production of WLCN Sports 96.3 FM. We ask you patronize our sponsors and say thank you for allowing us to bring you Lincoln Raider basketball. From Lincoln, Illinois, good evening, everyone. It's time to send you back to the studio for the Classic Rock Experience on the Nighttime Fix 96.